Today, at Executive Chat, we're going to meet Veronica Diquattro, Chief Revenue Officer Europe at DAZN. Veronica, thank you so much for visiting Bocconi University.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure being here today. Thank you.
So let me get started with a personal question. So your career is characterized by two fundamental choices. One thing is digital technology, and the other is firms relatively new. This is something that students today love, but you did it some years ago. So you were a pioneer in this field. How come it be that you decided to do so?
Yeah, I have to say that when I graduated at the beginning, I didn't really know what would have been my career path, even though I was very much enjoying all the innovation courses that I had here in Bocconi University. The truth is that I'm very passionate about fulfilling user needs and understanding how you can drive changes that can bring improvements. And beyond that is usually innovation. And innovation can be considered both in terms of disruptive innovation, but also as incremental changes, so sort of evolution and not always revolution. And new technologies really are the drivers of these innovations. So for me, it was very natural to look for companies that had an ability to impact everyday's life of people. So companies that touched emotions, passions, so in a way that was you were able to have a widespread impact. So that's how, for me, the perfect match at the beginning were companies as Google, Spotify, and DAZN today. So that's where I got to where I am today.
This makes a lot of sense. And in the case of DAZN, you have created the startup in Italy.
Yeah, exactly. And we know that launching a startup is never easy. And especially doing it in Italy and doing it in a sector that is highly regulated and very established. But obviously is such like a phenomenal experience to be able to lead and shape the growth of a service and a company from few employees back in 2018 to 300 that we have today, from being a new entrant to becoming a leading point of reference in the sports sector, and also being able to play an active role in digitalizing a content, the sports content, but also digitalizing a country, as what we did in Italy. Obviously, there are some specificities, right, in the market. Italy, as also the other countries, some cultural, economic, infrastructure specificity that we had to face. This required us to adapt our strategies, adapt also our product and our solutions to be sure that we were able to meet the demand of the market. So I have to say that overall, even having challenges and some specific characteristics of the market, this really pushed companies like us to try an even better creative and innovative solution to be successful.
So this makes a lot of sense. And let me say, DAZN is a very unique business model. What's next for DAZN?
So DAZN now is considered one of the point of reference, right, in the sports industry, and is also a forerunner in many markets. So definitely I would expect to establish even more our position in some of the European markets. But it's not only that. Our vision is to become really a sports destination platform, so to become an essential part of the everyday life of the sports fans, where viewing is just one of the experiences that you can actually perform on the platform. And the objective is adding much more, adding new services that would allow users to engage in a different way with content and with other fans, really creating an immersive experience where the user is the protagonist.
Veronica, let me ask you a final question on diversity. You are a reference point in that respect. What can we do in Italy, but I would say generally in continental Europe, to enhance these crucial elements in our society?
Thank you for this question. I think it's a very important priority, not only for the public sector, but also for the ESG agendas of many companies. If we look at Europe, I would say that there is a lot that still needs to be done. I mean, there is a lot of talking and debate about the topic, so definitely there is an increased level of awareness and willingness to take action, but I feel that we are still beyond in terms of policy making and taking some concrete actions in these regards. So I would touch two topics that for me are very relevant and on which I hope to see some concrete progress in the upcoming years. So one is the pay gap. Very recently, the European Parliament approved one directive to actually allow transparency on salary within companies with at least 50 employees. And I think this is a great step towards fighting discrimination of gender and role. So I hope that this can be just one of the first action. And another is paternity leave. I think that ensuring equal share between men and women is very important, not only to protect the rights of women for a better work-life balance, but also to protect the rights of men to enjoy their life with their kids, especially during the first years.
This makes a lot of sense, and these are really two pragmatic actions that we hope that we all will have to implement very soon. So thank you very much for visiting Bocconi, and I really hope to have you back with our students.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.